from Melissa yet, but
You're all
We'll
set.
call the meeting to order, and we have 4 board members present. We have Marianne McKenzie, Rosemary Earl, Janine Bieber, Lynn King, and Trisha Biles, and we're going to proceed with the vote. And is Lynn Rutnick planning to join us?
No, unfortunately, she's not able to make it. She sent me a message this morning that she wasn't able to make it.
Okay. So Sarah, will you read off?
Absolutely.
Our business? Yeah.
So the first order of business is the election of BOCES Board of Education members. Right now, there are 8 open seats on the BOCES Board of Education. Of these 8 seats, 5 are for full 3-year terms ending June 30th, 2024. There are 3 additional seats are partial 2-year terms with the term end date of June 30th, 2023. 6 candidates have been nominated to fill the seats. The Board of Education of each component school district may vote for any or all of the candidates. On the order of the ballot, it's Pamela Ellis, Jason Furno, James Nolan, Kevin Ostrander, David Petruski, and Janine Thomas. So Petruska. Sorry about that. So we just need to know from this quorum of the board who you will be voting for, all of them, some of them.
And so let's go ahead and have a motion to vote for all of them.
could I add a comment before you make a motion, or someone makes a motion?
What I was going to do is move and then second and then have conversation for each of the pieces before the vote.
Okay.
Can we do that? So do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Rosemary moves.
Second.
Janine seconds, and now any conversation. Go ahead, Lynn.
I have no problem with any of the candidates except Mr. Ostrander. I don't feel that I can support him.
Okay, so do you have any comments to influence other board members' votes who may not have the same information you have? Do you have any?
He's been on the BOCES board for this will be the beginning of his 2nd term. So he's been on the BOCES board for 3 years, and I just don't find him to be that effective. I don't know how else to say that.
Okay.
So is there a concern in terms of commitment to responsibilities and stuff like that, Lynn?
No, he comes to every meeting. I just he doesn't participate much.
Oh.
And his attitude, my perception of his attitude is a bit negative. I'm sure he's a nice person, but as a board member, and I only know him as a board member.
Right.
So the rest of the candidates I know well, and they are exceptional board members.
No, he's negative towards the BOCES programs, or negative towards being on the board, or just negative in general, like
yeah, I think it's really just maybe it's just his personality. He's just rather negative and talks more about himself than he does about kids and programs and solutions and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I should be saying all of that. I feel bad.
I mean, it's the conversation, and we're going to be voting now. Sarah, I guess I'm wondering if
anyone... all or any, like you can vote for all of them or eliminate one. That's the board's prerogative.
Okay. What I'm going to say is that I think I don't know any of the candidates other than what I read, and I think that in order for me to vote against somebody, I would need to do have more in-depth information. So I'm personally thinking that I'm going to go with the whole block, especially since there seems to be fewer candidates than slots.
Right.
And does anybody else want to, pass a motion to elect only some of them?
I mean, I guess I would like to see us do that, but I mean, that's a decision the board has to make.
Okay, so you're making a suggestion that we vote for all except that one gentleman.
Correct.
Okay, and do we have a second?
That's a tough
Well, you have a motion on the floor, so you can't entertain a second motion until you, and I mean, this motion would take precedent over the existing motion, so first you have to rescind the tabled motion, I mean, the motion on the table, and then entertain the second motion.
Ah,
Okay, so we'll
I
rescind.
think that's right, Sarah, isn't it?
Yes.
We'll rescind the first motion. Lynn King, you go ahead and make the question on, go ahead, Janine.
before Lynn does that, Lynn, could I ask you one more question? Because you're the only person who has any realistic, connection to in terms of people. So you feel strongly enough that even though there's not enough candidates for the position, that it's more worth it to not have him have a seat than to have a seat, even though there's not enough people?
No, that's a good perspective, Janine. I guess I have to think about that a little, but perhaps it would be better. Oops.
We can still hear you.
Okay, I wasn't hearing the last of what Janine said, but perhaps it would be better to have a seat filled, I guess, with anybody than nobody.
I know,
So,
isn't that
That's
a
what I
tough
was-
I'm
option?
gonna,
I was
I know.
thinking the same thing.
It's a tough option, yeah.
it is a terrible option. We've been struggling with that, but I will not make a second motion then.
Oh, well, I just want you to
That's okay.
know that your perspective, it really, that does mean something, to have that perspective. So it's
Right.
certainly not
No,
taken lightly.
but your points are well taken. Your points are well taken, that better to have somebody fill the seat than not.
Right. I agree with that. I think that unless he is so negative that, brings the whole board down all the time and their decisions. I mean,
No, he's only one person. We're,
Right.
we've a larger board, so he doesn't. He just, and I wish we had more candidates, honestly, but we should just probably accept the whole slate.
Oh,
That's okay.
All right. So we're gonna put the motion back on the table to vote for all of the candidates that have been put forth to us for BOCES. And can I get a motion?
I think that was my motion.
Yep.
Okay,
Rosemary,
Second.
and then it was seconded by Janine.
second by Janine.
Okay.
All in favor?
aye.
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 Any opposed? None. So moved.
Okay, the
Thanks.
next
Good-
order of
good
business.
discussion. I appreciate that discussion. And we have another up on the table?
Yes, so the next one is the actual BOCES administrative vote on the budget. And the motion on the table for BOCES is similar to our ballot that we have, which reads, resolved, the Board of Cooperative Education Services of Washington, Saratoga, Warren, Hamilton, Essex counties is authorized to expend the sums set forth in the administrative budget in the total amount of $6,724,328 during the school year of 21-22. It's a yes or no vote.
Okay.
I
And then
move we accept that proposal.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
and we have a second from Rosemary and discussion.
I wanted to ask a quick question. This is just the administrative portion of the budget, and so why do we only vote on that section of the budget? Right.
It's a whole state thing.
That's just
It would, which it's too hard to explain it all. It's complicated, but that's the only portion we get to decide on because it involves all the components.
That because
I don't know what else to
our
tell you.
school district pays part of that, or pays for that part of
Right,
the budget, so we
Right.
get to vote on that part of the budget. Otherwise,
Right.
the state funded the rest of it. Because I know
yes,
when I was working, we had bill from BOCES for our students who attend the programs and so forth.
right.
And so
Right.
when I, not knowing a lot
We
about
get
this-
aid on most of that.
right. So that's the part that the district has to,
List
our
cost.
districts have to pay. I
Hey,
think. I don't know.
well, we'll be over. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh.
Try if you can, but we had trouble getting on, but try.
Is that Melissa?
Yeah, Moses trying to get in. She just dropped Michael off. She's late.
Okay.
Sorry, Rose. I didn't mean to be interruptive.
No,
So
no,
we've
no.
had, are there any other questions or discussion topics about the administrative budget for BOCES? Okay,
Just that I've never seen a harder crew working to put a very difficult budget together during a really difficult time. And the component districts have been incredibly receptive and supportive and, because BOCES lives and dies at the will of the components. So I just wanted to let you know that this is such a sound budget.
Thanks.
Good. Thank you. Yeah.
thank you very much, Lynn. All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Any opposed? No, motion carried. And does that conclude our business?
That concludes all the business.
Wow.
Very good. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out at this early hour and conducting this business. Sarah, I hope you're feeling better.
Yes,
Good.
yes,
And,
we talked about that earlier.
Good.
Meditation helps sometimes.
See everybody tonight.
Yes.
Have
See
fun
you
at your
later.
retreat, everyone.
Thanks,
Right.
Sarah.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Oh,
See
Okay.
everyone later.
Who's our second?
second.
Marianne seconds. All right, all
Who
in
was the
favor.
first one?
Aye.
Lynn. Yep. Any opposed? Motion carried. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Okay, bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.